Welcome back, guys. We are ending our series on Spring Boot. So I'm just going to show you a demo of some Spring Boot class, and I'll show you some of the configurations. I know that I have already shown you a lot, but I'll just do a demo. So I have this Spring Boot application that I was just using to create these runners, so I can take them off because we are not really interested in them for now. So you guys saw that when I run this code, it runs fine, although I have a Spring Boot data JPA, which will require me to provide some configurations for a data source, and I have disabled the data source. So, and the data source that I have been disabled here was actually activated by this annotation, enable at auto configuration. So if I already showed you, assuming that I do not have all this, I'm just gonna comment it out. So I wanna run my class and we will see it does not run. So we saw that we can exclude it using this data source. We can exclude it from here. It's still a Spring Boot application. Or if we don't want to use this at Spring Boot application, if we remove this, then we no longer have auto configuration. As you can see, everything has gone away. Then we mentioned that this is a meta annotation. So I can basically take this code and replace it here. So this is still a Spring Boot application, as you can see. But now it requires me to configure that URL. I can also exclude from here that data source if I wish, and the application should still be able to run. So now it's back to being a Spring Boot application. Then if I remove this component scanning, and I run this application, it will still be a Spring application, but the problem is it will not scan for stereotypes. It will not do that scan, so you have lost that feature if you do this. So this is what Spring Boot is all about. So if I come in here, as you saw, this is a data source auto configuration, and we saw that it auto configures even the connection poolings for us, which is this one here. Then I'm interested in seeing what else we have in here. So we have data source. Another thing is we see that we have security here being activated, but we did not put any auto configuration for security. All that we did was to put Spring Boot security in the class path, but if you look at it, it does not have any auto configuration. So where does the auto configuration come from? Which means the security auto configuration does not come with the security dependency. It falls in what I already mentioned in the previous video, that it's a general auto configuration. So let's see, it obviously must come in here. So let's search for security. As you can see, here's the security auto configuration, and it's looking for this in the class path, and many other. Let's see this one. It says this must be a servlet application, conditional on web application. You see, this is another conditional. Okay, so let's do this. We see we have conditional on web application, conditional on word deployment, on thread, on single candidate, and also what other conditional on Java. This one you use it when you want to check that your application is running on specific Java version. Conditional on JNDI. Also you have conditional on cloud platform. I don't know this, but I want to believe it will check if your application is running in the cloud, which means Spring Cloud environment. You have many other conditionals here. So when you have time, you can basically look through all these, conditionals which are specified in the file that I just opened here. So you have a couple of them. You have REST client, you have web flags, auto configuration, HTTP handlers, you have quite enough. You have Mongo, you have Mail, you have Liquibase, LDAP, Kafka, JSON, ActiveMQ, JMS, JMX, JDBC template, JDBC client, Hypermedia auto configuration, Redis, RDS2B, Neo4j. You have, Elasticsearch, Couchbase, Cassandra, Catch, Batch, Rabbit, AOP, auto configurations. As you can see, there are quite a number of these auto configurations, and I already mentioned that they are activated by that annotation enable auto configurations.